Hey, what's up guys? It's Joshua Sohn. I want to go over a quick video about how you can compose music to the exact length of time, exact duration of music. This is a good video for any of you that are starting out. Maybe you come from a different background like musical theater or songwriting, and writing music to the T is not something you normally face. But in the commercial world, you do this all the time. So whether it's for film, for music libraries, games, etc., it's very much the same process. Your client will want you to write something to the exact T of seconds, so that it works in their project, right? So when you are doing this, it can get kind of stressful, and I want to give you guys a simple approach that I follow myself, and hopefully this will help you guys. Well, so how do you plan for your music to fit the exact length of time? Well, there's 3 steps that I'm going to share with you. They all start with the S. First is survey, second is sketch, and 3 is to structure. Surveying the music is when you are given the project and there's a brief, or let's say it's a film and you have the video in front of you. Well, you want to decide how long the music track will be. If it's not defined for you yet, you will eventually come to learn how long it needs to be. Okay, that's one thing to survey. Second thing to survey is the general aspects of music writing. What's the style, genre, how fast should it be, what kind of sounds should I introduce, what kind of key or mode should I use, etc. Once you have a good idea of what you're up against, then the next step is to sketch. Sketching is something that I like to do right away because it helps me get outside of my head and not think about time so much as just enjoying the process of coming up with good music. So this is where you come up with chord progressions, melody, and most importantly here, the tempo. You want to dial down the tempo here. The reason why I say tempo is so important is because it directly relates to the time factor and how many measures of music you need to write for. So tempo will dictate also your melody, because if it's 80 beats per minute, you're going to have to write your melody in a certain fashion as opposed to something that is 120 beats per minute. So that's something to think about. All right, once you have that dialed in and you have a good idea, the next and last step is to structure your piece. Okay, so sketching, I call it sketching because it's not a finished product yet. Structuring is the next step because this is where you have to figure out how many measures of music do I need in relation to the time factor. So I'll give you an example here. Let's say the tempo of a piece is 80 beats per minute, kind of slower piece, dramatic, maybe sad, and it's in 4/4. The last is the length of time is 2.5 minutes long. Alright, so if you have those 3 components, you'll know how to figure out how many measures of music you have or you need. So the formula is tempo divided by meter times minutes equals measures. So 80 beats per minute divided by the meter, which is 4/4, so use the top number. So there's 4 beats per measure. That makes it 20 measures per minute. Okay, because you convert the beats into measures, and then from there you times that by the number of minutes, 2.5. So 2.5 times 20 is 50 measures. From 50 measures, you can really start to get a good idea of the structure and the form and all of that, right? So I start to have a structure. Now maybe my sketch isn't long enough and it needs to be lengthened a little bit here and there, or maybe I need to add a new section. Okay, so this is a moment where you have to ask yourself, do I need to sketch more? And you might have to go back to that part. All right, and the last little consideration is solve any problem. So this is like the fourth S, if you want to call it. But there might be problems along the way that you haven't even occurred yet. And one is you realize that your last note trails off, but it's abruptly trailing off because you didn't give yourself enough measures to have it sustain and fade out. So you know, factor that in to the equation, and that will be in your structure section or your sketch section even. You don't always have to do it this way, guys. This is a strong suggestion that I think is going to help you guys long term. You can actually compose by the seat of your pants, basically, and you can really come up with things on the fly. Not all the time it'll work, so I think having a good system in place for your process of this kind of work is very helpful. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. I want to thank you guys for taking time to watch my videos. I hope you guys learn something new from each video that I make each week. Please help me get to 1,000 subscribers. I'm really close. I have 750 subscribers right now, which is really exciting. And my goal is to hit 1,000 before the end of summer. So please hit the like button and the subscribe button. Share, make some comments. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer. Alright, I'll see you guys later.